Hi, how y'all doing? It is June the 23rd, 2025. It's a Monday. I haven't made a video for the last couple days because they blacked out the Schuman. They weren't posting it since, Friday? Saturday. It was 52. That's the last day I made my video. I didn't do anything. I stayed home, right? I just did myself, right? Had a nap, stuff like that. Today, the Schuman's 50, so I have no idea what it was on Sunday. My ears are ringing loudly today, first thing in the rise. That was different. I kept on, Sunday, yesterday, I woke up at 2:22 in the middle of the night, and I kept on seeing twos throughout the day, and it was the 22nd, right, yesterday, and the temperature in the rise was 22, so I was like, okay, so I looked it up, and it means be in flow, new beginnings. So that's what I see when my mother passed too, was 222. Different, right? I know the screen looks funny. It's like hazy or something. My lens is clean, but I have my curtain closed to try to keep some of the heat out. Temperature's 32 here today. First day too that we have a blue sky. Like blue, not the white blue that they've been doing. And it's too hot for me to go out, so I just decided to stay inside. I had a hard time going to sleep last night. My left side tried to cramp up. My feet were really icky. I have lots of pressure in the third eye the last couple of days, all day. Today my legs are really antsy again, uncomfortable. I can't seem to be able to get them to relax. All right? I laid down for a while, sit up, lay down, that kind of day. So yeah, how are you all doing? Right? Are you enjoying the Ascension? I'm being a little bit sarcastic, right? I'm sure for some people, they're not even aware. So yeah. I learned something the other day too. I was watching YouTubes. And do you know that if you search on Google Maps for DC, Washington, it's not there anymore? It's gone. What's that mean? Right? And the thing with Iran, right? I was watching it, or I made a post yesterday when I realized that Trump said that they did that, whatever they did, right? And so they hit a nuclear facility, right? And because Iran's supposed to have that nuclear thing, right? How come there's no fallout? Right? And yeah, especially when Netanyahu has been saying since 2013, somewhere around there, that Iran was just a month away from having the bomb. You know? It's quite the shit show, isn't it? I was watching another one today, another video. A guy, he's reporting the news, right? It's not a news channel like mainstream, but you know how we do it on YouTube, right? And I was watching him, and he thought it was funny what was going on, because I suppose Israel is supposed to have sent some missiles over there, and they blew off the front door of a prison that was holding political prisoners from Iran, because they got taken over, I think, 1953 or something like that, by the regime, right? Islamic regime, which has just ruined their country and turned their people, having them follow rules that are not good, right? And they're like the JEWS. They believe it's okay to have relations with minor children, especially boys. They like their boys, right? You know what I mean? Sick people. So yeah, I guess Israel blew up all the regime's stuff, right? Which is a good thing for Iran. And then the king of Iran came out, where he's been, I don't know, he's part of the friggin' chess game, right? And I guess he couldn't say anything because the regime was in control. He came out and he wants to help and help put the country back together, and he has a plan for democracy of all things. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Demonocracy, you know? But then I watched this video on the Bible, right? You know how I feel about that? And because it was about Revelations, about Iran and Revelations, right? Well, the gist of it is that Iran is going to destroy Israel, right? And I guess Russia and China and are supposed to be involved somehow, right? That's the big war. I don't care. It's their biblical prophecy they're trying to fulfill here, right? A lot of people don't even realize that Israel's only like 150 years old. It hasn't been there for 1,000 years even. It's a new place, right? They invaded and took over part of Pakistan. But we weren't taught the people in schools. We're not taught the true history. So, yeah, that's the thing. Just like Africa wasn't named for what? I can't remember how long. Not very long, 100, 200 years. Before that it was Sudan. Do you know what I mean? So, it throws their narrative out the friggin' window about the blacks coming from Africa. Well, some did, right? Because we have immigrants that come from all over the place. We always have, as long as they do it legal. And yeah, it's just the slave ships. It's all nonsense. You know? It really is. People are gonna be so weirded out when they find out the truth about what's really happened to the history. You know? They are. Everything they know is wrong. Everything. Because history's been whitewashed too. So those white people throughout history, you know, are not white at all. The white man's not even white. He's got a drop of blood. He's got melanin too, right? That's why they come to America and other countries. So, it's interesting. It's weird seeing it being played out. The biblical prophecy, that is. I'm not talking very loud. My son's home. I don't want to disturb him. It's too hot to close my door and have some privacy. The AC I got in his room that blows through the house is on the lowest it can go, and it's still hot in here, right? So that's the thing. My teeth are bothering me a bit. They have been for the last couple of days. So yeah. So I wonder what the false flag is. Well, I guess the false flag will be, I don't know, more of the war, or maybe the blowing up of the nuclear facility, because there's no nuclear fallout, so it was not a nuclear facility. Do you know what I mean, kind of thing? Or it didn't happen. It was something else, right? Well, that's how they do it, isn't it? So yeah, the wind's blowing here too, pretty strong today, but it has been for the last week or two. It was still on the rise. There was no wind at all. I was waiting for them to white out the sky, but they didn't. They decided to let it stay blue. Right? I was noticing too in Iran, the weather on the YouTubers I watch over there, they always have blue skies. They haven't been getting the weather we have over here. Right? With all the fog and all that stuff. They have blue skies. Well, they had fog a couple of times, but not like they did in America and in the rest of the world. I wonder why that is. None of these YouTubers in Iran that I'm watching in these villages have said a thing about what's going on. They're not scared. They're not running and hiding. Nothing. Right? So that speaks volumes to me, you know? Weird. Just plain weird. My lower back's bothering me too. Well, a lot of my body, I guess. I didn't sleep very good last night. Not at all. I've been up early too. Hopefully that'll ease tonight. But the new moon's coming on Wednesday, right? So probably already feeling the effects of that. That might be what it is. So yeah, just keep positive. Keep your thoughts positive. Everything's groovy, man. You know, it really is. We're gonna get to peace and unity. That's what we need. It's all part of the big plan, isn't it? Their fake prophecy will be finished in a way that's unexpected, you know, for the good, because good things are happening. I also watched a video of Guyana yesterday, a YouTuber down there, Kurt Cass, and I guess in the news there was a Jewish compound, right? Immigrants, you know, and they lived there, and somebody reported to the police that they were harming children. So the police and the army went in and arrested everybody and found 26 children, right? So it all shut down. And so some of the Jewish people there are protesting by setting up blue tents that they're staying in and praying in beside banks and stuff. Well, we know who owns the banks, don't we? The Jews. Just like the jewelry stores and everything. They own everything. That was part of their plan, right? And ever since they got kicked out of Russia. And so he goes and he tries to find one of these people, right, to talk to let him tell his truth, to let them tell their truth and speak their innocence or whatever, if they're innocent, right? They went and talked to him, right? You got one young man to talk to him, and the young man pretty much said that, oh no, they weren't marrying children that were 13 years old, because in Guatemala you have to be 18, right? And he said no, but like some of the young people were in relationships with older men, and he thought, and was quite perfectly fine. He didn't think he said anything wrong because that's in their religion, right? And it was just like, wow. And he wouldn't talk anymore, right? So Kurt Cass is like, I was just trying to give them an opportunity to plead their case, right? If they're innocent, you know, speak up. This is, you know, I've got a couple million subscribers. And they wouldn't say nothing. I said, because they can't say anything. They're guilty, you know? Because if they were innocent, they'd be saying something. But this is how their religion goes. It has them twisted, you know? Religion has been the downfall of everyone. So yeah, you'll find out if you still believe in religion. Doesn't matter which one, they're all wrong. So yeah. Alright, I hope I get sleep tonight with this heat. Oh, I heard somebody say the other day, you know how it was really hot in the United States in the last a couple of weeks, whatever? Like really hot? How do you cure heat? Ice? Do you know what I mean? What's on the land in the United States? Ice? Yeah. Alright. Every day I'm stronger than the day before. Every day I'm wiser than the day before. And every day I have more to be grateful for than the day before. I love you, Walls of Consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye.